Hey guys, John Esperancilla here and welcome back to another video. And yes, I am back on making videos here on my YouTube channel. For today's video, we're actually going to be reviewing a microphone, another microphone from MICKLE, and this is it right here. This is the MICKLE XLR-100. Before we start this video, I want to give a big thank you to MICKLE Philippines for the continuous support to my channel here on YouTube and other social media platforms that I have. And also, I am not paid by MICKLE to say anything good about their products. So this is a complete honest review video. This is based on my opinions, based on my experience, and based off of somewhat of my knowledge when it comes to audio. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and let's start the video. Well, it has been a while since the last time that I've made a video here on my YouTube channel. But finally, I am back after a long, short break. Somewhat of a break. But I'm back here on my YouTube channel and we are back on reviewing another product. So the XLR-100 is a budget-friendly XLR microphone. If you already noticed that it somewhat looks like the BM800 or other microphones on that same design, well, yes, it is exactly the BM800. It is just a rebrand, on my opinion and on what I have observed. But there's nothing bad about renaming products from an OEM. What is an OEM? Basically, it means original equipment manufacturer. Basically, they supply the products and give it to brands that wants to use their same product. And that is very prominent on the technology industry out there. But don't get me wrong, this is not a bad microphone because the audio that you're hearing from the very beginning of this video until now and until the end of this video is recorded by this. But there's a little bit of a mixing, there's a little bit of equalizer added on top of it, but I would also love to let you hear the raw audio of this microphone. So from this time, you're actually hearing the raw audio of the MICKLE XLR-100. This is a sound test of the MICKLE XLR-100. This has no effects on it. And now we're back with the effects. So let's start off with the build quality of the MICKLE XLR-100. Now, although this is a very cheap microphone, the quality of the microphone is somewhat cheap as well. So you don't want to expect that much when it comes to the build quality of the MICKLE XLR-100. The MICKLE XLR-100 comes on a cheap metal or aluminum build. The mesh is not that high quality when you look at it, but you know, on this video, it somewhat looks professional enough. Now, if you're asking if there are any knobs to adjust the volume on the microphone, physically, there is none. All you need to do, or at least a way around that, is adjusting the volume of your microphone on your control panel settings on your computer. So how I do it is I open the control panel on Windows 10, I go to sound, and then I will find the driver or the device that I connect this microphone with. As of now, the device that I use is the audio splitter that it comes with. So I choose the USB PNP device and then I double click it, or you can just go click it and go to properties and then go to levels. Once you're on levels, I usually set my levels on 100%, and this is how it sounds like. After setting the levels to 100%, then that's when I record on my DAW or a digital audio workstation. Now, that's the only way of setting the audio levels of this microphone. There's no physical buttons, physical knobs on adjusting the level of this microphone. Now for the sound quality of the MICKLE XLR-100. When I first tried the MICKLE XLR-100 with the USB device, the USB plug-and-play device right here, it works fine. It works like a charm and there are no problems with it. I have not experienced any problems with it. The audio quality is somewhat clear enough for my room at least, but it really depends on your room and how you treat the sound on your room, because it may differ a lot if your room is very noisy with the electric fans that you have, or maybe if you have an air conditioning unit turned on, it would definitely capture this because this is a condenser microphone. A condenser microphone would capture most of the audio that it could hear around the room. So if you have an electric fan, at least on my end right here, I just turn it to number 1 and it's low enough. It doesn't make that much noise, but it still gives me enough air to cool me off. Now let's proceed with the sound test for the MICKLE XLR-100. At this point of the video, it is going to be completely raw audio with just a little bit of audio boost. I'm just going to be leveling up the volume of the microphone on my digital audio workstation just to match up the volume and so that you could hear it properly. Now we're going to be testing this microphone on different aspects. So this microphone has a cardioid polar pattern. Basically, it's capturing most of the audio at the front of the microphone, less on the sides, and more or less on the back. So to test that out, this is the polar pattern test of the MICKLE XLR-100 at the front. This is the polar pattern test of the MICKLE XLR-100 at the left side. This is a polar pattern test of the MICKLE XLR-100 at the back. This is a polar pattern test of the MICKLE XLR-100 at the right side. And then we're back here at the front. Now let's test the proximity that this microphone could capture. So this is around 3 inches away from the microphone. This is 1 foot away from the microphone. This is 3 feet away from the microphone. This is 5 feet away from the microphone. And yes, I hope you could hear that. Because I was already off frame with my camera. I could not see my face on the monitor anymore. Now let's do the plosives test. So this is without the pop filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Now let's add the pop filter. So Peter Piper picked a pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Now let's do the noise floor test. This test is going to be with my electric fan turned on. Now let's turn off the electric fan. So that was the noise floor with my electric fan turned off. Now let me turn it on. Now let's proceed with the instrument test. I'm going to use a ukulele on this one. So let's try playing the ukulele and singing at the same time. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of using the MICKLE XLR-100. So first, let's talk about the pros. First of all, it's a very budget-friendly and user-friendly microphone. As I've said earlier, all you have to do is connect the XLR cable through the USB attachment that you could use, and that would allow you to use your microphone through your laptop if you want to use it that way. Or you can also buy this right here. This is the MICKLE MMSC01. This is a sound card from MICKLE, and if you want to ask how big this is, it's the same size as my phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy J4 Plus, and it's almost the same size. For the thickness, obviously, it's 2 times the thickness of the phone, but for the size of it, it's a very compact sound card. Now, this sound card also has different settings, but I'm going to talk about it later on. Now, the second pro for this microphone is that if it breaks someday, you don't really have to worry about the budget that you spent on this one, because again, this is a very cheap microphone. Now let's talk about the cons. First of all, as mentioned earlier, this is an OEM product. What does OEM mean? OEM means original equipment manufacturer. Basically, what MICKLE does here is they buy it from a manufacturer outside, and then they ask or request the manufacturer to rebrand it to the MICKLE XLR-100. But it's not bad to have an OEM product. Most of the time, the items that you're using, for example, your mouse, my ring light right here, other webcams, your electric fans, all the accessories that we use are actually OEM products, and so far they have been great. And that's another way to help the technology industry improve and progress a little bit faster through OEM manufacturing. And how could I tell that this is an OEM product? Well, when you get the product from MICKLE's Lazada store, you can already see the box right here. It says StopTech Audio right here. Yeah, it says StopTech Audio, and then the MICKLE branding, and then another brand model right here, which says Top TT 880 or TopTech 880. Now, am I sure about that? Yes, because this is very similar to the BM800. There's also another brand that renames it on another name. So yeah, it's very obvious that this is just an OEM product, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad product. I still like this product, I still like this microphone, and this is a good alternative if you're still new to the audio industry. If you're still new to recording or just want to record song covers, this is a good microphone to start with. Now for my conclusions. Would I recommend this product? Yes. If you're new to microphones, you don't have that much of an experience with microphones, or you just want to record song covers as mentioned earlier, I would recommend this product. And if you want to record song covers, you should get this right here, the SEO1. Now before we end, let me just give a short review of the SEO1. So the MICKLE SEO1 is a mini sound card from MICKLE. There you go, just turned it on. There are some lights to it that has different sound effects like laughter, clap, all of those things that you would use or you could use for your live streams on Facebook using your phone. There are also different voice changers right here. If you want to use this as a prank call device, you could use this. You could attach it to your phone and it would work properly. And there's also some settings like additional treble and bass and the mic volume settings right here. Now there's also an adjustment knob right here for your monitor or your earphones. Now there are also different plugs right here. So you can see, there you go, there are some plugs right there and then another plug right here. So the plugs right here are for your headphones and your earphones. The plug right here is for your phone, directly to your phone, so that your phone could get the audio. And at the top there are USB ports. There's a USB port and then a condenser port, which this is where you're going to attach your condenser microphone, and then an accompaniment port. This is just the same thing with the V8 sound card. It works the same, and I'm going to give you a short sound test of using the SEO1 in a bit. So this is a sound test of the MICKLE XLR-100 with the MICKLE SEO1. Now let's return on talking about the conclusions for my review on the MICKLE XLR-100. So again, I mentioned earlier, if you're new to recording and audio stuff, I would recommend this to you. This is a good alternative for the BM800 and the V8 combo. You could get the MICKLE XLR-100 and the SEO1 combo, and it would work fine. You could use the SEO1 to your laptop or to your phone, and you can use your XLR-100 directly to your laptop as well and your phone, so that would work fine for you. And as a recap on the build quality of this microphone, you should lower your expectations when it comes to this microphone, because this is not the same level because this is not the same level as what you would get with the US 300 that I have right here. Now, what are my recommendations? If you have a little bit more wiggle room for your budget, if you have a little bit more budget, I would recommend you to get this MICKLE MMUS 300 right here. This is a much better option than the XLR-100. But if you really want to explore about the XLR microphones, you could get the XLR-100. But if you want to use a USB microphone, I would recommend the MMUS 300. I will link maybe right here or maybe right here, I don't know, the video for my review video of the MMUS 300. So that has been it. That's my review of the MICKLE XLR-100. It's a little bit of a shorter video, and yeah, that's just my review video of the MICKLE XLR-100. Again, MICKLE did not pay me to say anything good or bad about this product or another product in comparison. So this is a completely honest review video. So this has been John Esperancilla, and I hope to see you on my next episode. If you haven't yet, click subscribe, like this video, and share this video to your friends and family. Maybe they would like this video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.